Hey guys, my name's Mary Lily.
I'm Marshall.
And I'm Caitlin.
And we're the hosts of Unveiled Opinions.
Three newlywed girlies with a podcast on any and everything wedding related.
Happy Monday, girls.
Hi. Happy Monday. How's everybody doing?
Pretty good.
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 Getting over the weekend like every Monday, so trying to chew on some Twizzlers nibs. This isn't a sponsor or an ad.
But if you would like to sponsor us, we're
Please
open.
write a review.
Write a review.
But good. I went to Caitlin and I's high school friends' couple shower this weekend. So that was so much fun. Love a little wedding event. And just the wedding spirit. So much fun to get the wedding party together. Matthew got to come. That's always fun for like him to meet some of the guys, I feel like, before. And it was just a lovely event.
The pictures were really pretty. It looked like a good couple shower.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the bride looked stunning as always.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Yeah.
that's not like different than any other time she posts a picture.
I know, Jacqueline, any day of the week.
Yeah.
Looks stunning. Well, good. Marshall, what's up with you?
Nothing. Connie had his vet appointment today. So it's just his annual.
How's his heart?
So the vet said it sounded good, but I mean, he still has to go to his cardiologist. So I just have to make that appointment. You know, it's just when your dogs get older, there's always something.
Always something.
Always something. But we celebrate with a pup cup. So it's all good.
There you go. Mary Lily, for the shower, did you bring a gift?
Yeah, I did. Wrapped it in this business that's closed. Mimi's Gifting Studio paper. I did write a gift, and I'm sure I'll get a thank you note from Jacqueline.
Did you go on registry or off registry?
I actually went off registry just because I've already gotten her two things from her registry. And she has not that much left on her registry. And I feel like there are a lot of people coming who might not have gotten to do that. That's like an easy thing.
Yeah.
Jacqueline and I are really close, though. Also, we grew up together. So I feel like I also got her something that I knew she would like.
Right. Like you didn't go rogue and it was like terrible.
Right.
Yeah. I do feel like showers are easier times to go off a little bit, especially if you're invited to multiple ones.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I got her something off for, she had like a bridal shower only. And I got her something off for registry for that and her wedding gift. So I'm like,
you're good.
I got to leave some for the rest of people.
Exactly. Because that is sad when you go on the registry and it's like everything's like $200 up.
Yeah.
Right. You're like, oh, I waited too long for this.
Exactly.
Well, as you said, you'll definitely get a thank you. I know I have already gotten thank yous from the other
The
registry
future
gifts.
targets.
Yes. And that is going to be our topic for today. So you can Google a lot of different things around thank you notes, but today we're really just going to talk about some of the different situations that you can't necessarily find on the internet and just kind of some etiquette and best practices. So I think we should just go ahead and say it. Not writing a thank you is tacky.
It's so bad, guys.
Yeah.
And I feel like people remember.
But
Yeah.
like you do have a long time to do it. Speaking of someone who's done half of theirs and is about to finish the other half, like it's not that bad. I just need to, I've just been
write them.
so busy since the wedding. It's like before the wedding, I was so up to date on all of them. And it's really easy, I feel like, to keep more up to date just because like you're thinking wedding planning. Like it's just like what you're doing all day, every day is thinking about your wedding. And then you move on and it's like, it's not your wedding anymore. Actually, it's someone else's.
It is.
You have to go actually bring them a gift.
It's
And
kind of like you're not in the mood.
Yeah.
Like, because you're saying
the
you're not.
cheer is gone a little.
And you're not just focused all day, every day on your wedding.
Right.
It's like, well, it's happened.
I
so.
know. And we'll get down in this later, but I think I'm going to like do the rest of mine through Minted just because of like all the research we've done with this episode and stuff like before I was not, but it seems like that will just be the easier way to like just finish
Knock them out.
Yeah. So from a timing standpoint, as you mentioned, you do have a while. Etiquette says like a year from when you received the gift is kind of when
Standard.
you should, standard. And then they say ideal to have them completed within 3 months of the wedding. And Marilu, you kind of touched on this of like, and Marshall, you touched on this of like writing thank yous beforehand. Did you save any of your thank yous for after the wedding, or as you were getting gifts before, like leading up to the wedding, were you just knocking them out as quick as possible?
Yeah, pretty much as soon as I got the gift, even if I didn't like open it and start using it, I went ahead and wrote a thank you. I just thought it was easier for me to keep track that way. And then I wouldn't feel so overwhelmed
At the end.
At the end. But to be fair, I think I only got a quarter of the gifts before the wedding. So I still had a fair amount to write.
Right. I tried to stay up to date until like the day I left for my wedding. And then I was like, all right, that's it.
Yeah.
Like now I'm fully over this.
Yeah, I think I picked maybe like 2 weeks before. I wasn't really getting anything like
Major.
weeks leading up. But I like picked a time period and it was like, all right, like 2 weeks or so before the wedding. I was like, anything after this will just be done afterwards. Marshall, for you, did you, from a timing standpoint, have a goal of when you wanted to have them done? Or was it just like whenever?
I mean, I know it says like a year is standard, but I always heard it was like 3 months. So I tried to have.
Except if your wedding's in the summer. Because everyone's on summer vacation.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if that's a real thing, but
In the rules of
or
Mary
I guess
Lily.
also it counts for Christmas too.
According to
Yeah, you guys.
So it didn't work out for me that way, but I tried to have them all done within the 3 months. I mean, there were a couple of like family members, I feel like, that I think it was the ones who gave us checks that was kind of like hard because it just like some people, I think I've told y'all before, some people gave Gil the money directly and I didn't exactly know when we got it.
Yeah.
So some of those were definitely after the 3 months, but I tried to have them all done just also so I didn't have to think about it.
Yeah.
And have that hanging over my head.
Right.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that.
Yeah, it's a big to do.
And for me, it was just like I like picked a date and I was like, get them done.
Yeah, like a deadline.
And it was like getting down to like, okay, I've got to do this many a week, whatever it is, just because I was like, I just want it done.
Yeah.
But I think, as you said, you know, there are the gifts that come in after the fact, and those can be harder to keep up with. But we'll talk about like how to do that. Okay, so what were some of the miscellaneous thank you notes that you might need? Some examples, kind of like parents, vendors, special roles, bridal party.
Anyone who like hosted an event for me, I wrote them thank you notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I wrote like my bridal party, my vendors, and then like my parents.
I didn't write my parents' thing.
I did.
I didn't. I just, I got them gifts
Yeah.
of some sort. No, I wrote.
I didn't do that.
I wrote the vendors.
Yeah.
Some of which I wrote the day of the wedding. The bridal party, I wrote like, I know I wrote thank yous, but I don't remember if they went in the like little gift I gave for the bachelorette or if they were in the little like bag with
Big. Or like the gift. Weekend
so I don't really remember which one it went in. But yeah, anyone who hosted parties or just like kind of went out of their way to be very helpful, you know? So stuff like that. I didn't send my parents anything. They probably would have laughed at me. I'm like, what are you doing?
One lesson learned I didn't know until we were like, I was working on this episode of like mistakes made. People with special roles in the ceremony, which I don't think my uncle's losing any sleep. He was a reader, but I was like, oh, that probably would have been nice to like send him a note and be like, because he did.
It makes sense.
I texted my reader now that I think about it, but whoops. I didn't think about that either.
Looking at it now, like it makes sense. But yeah, I mean, I was a reader for my brother's wedding. Didn't get a thank you for that, but I lost no sleep over that.
I think it's probably something that's like maybe like a nice to have. And then
it's sweet
with like your minister or whoever's your officiant.
Exactly.
Like we texted a thank you that was like more personal, but it's not like we were like out there mailing him stuff.
Yeah, I think I
What's
did
your
thank
address?
yous.
Yeah.
I did thank yous and then with the tip.
Yeah.
That's like a thank you note with the tip.
I gave all of my vendors a little handkerchief with their thank you note. That I embroidered.
We just did thank you notes with the tip too.
Yeah.
Made it easy.
I didn't. We gave them tips. I just had no part of it.
You're like, what?
What are some other mistakes that either you made or you've seen other brides make?
For me, it was easy to keep track of the thank yous from the people who bought from the registry on Zola, but I didn't implement a good way to keep track of the people who like went off registry or gave like money.
Yeah.
So at one point I had a list, like a written list, and then Gil threw it away.
Oh,
so
Gil.
then it was like kind of trying to be like, did I send this? Do I want to send another one? So that was just kind of touchy there.
Yeah,
so I should have just like put it in an Excel spreadsheet or done something. That was my fault, but don't write it on a list that can get thrown away.
My other thing I feel like that people do now, I just like heard this, is they write like generic message and send it to everyone. And then people are like, did you receive my gift? Like, because there's nothing personalized about it. And so then it makes people want to call, which that's also the other reason I do like giving a thank you note. Sorry to everyone who's gone, getting a late thank you note from me. But
Still
like,
here.
but you know that they received it, and you don't have to be like, did I like give this random like local store $100 and you've never seen it?
Like, was this a scam? Yeah. No, I've seen the kind of blanket thank you notes, not even that got mailed out, just like at the reception.
I don't like that.
Like
I've seen that
table
at a wedding.
setting. I haven't seen it at a wedding. I've only seen it online.
I want to be like, who are you, the president? It's like when you'd get those letters when you were little, and I'd be like, did he really sign this? My parents would be like, no.
Yeah.
I know. I don't love it.
I don't either. I think you could put something at the place, but like, I don't think it replaces your thank you note for a gift.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Because on the back of our program, I think we did have like a thank you part to like friends and family and everything, but that did in no way replaced actual thank you notes.
Right.
I did go to a baby shower that had on the way out, they're like, grab a thank you note.
Oh,
that's odd.
Like,
not like grab a party favor.
It was like a cookie and a thank you note. And I was just kind of like, but you didn't know, like.
You didn't know what I was getting you.
Yeah. Because it was just like, just like pregnancy brain. I just, I'm not going to write the thank yous. And I was like, oh.
I like I don't know if I think I would be like, just send a text. Say like, hey, I'm so pregnant. Like,
Yeah.
Like, I would rather get that than some generic thank you note.
Text. Or generic thank you note that you literally grab on your way out the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like a teacher's gift.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, my teacher gave me this for Halloween.
Yeah.
Like a little mug and a card. That all says the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't seen it at a wedding in person, but I wouldn't do it.
I don't think it loses its touch. One, you mentioned checks, and that was a mistake that I made. And so we got a bunch of checks from the wedding, and I wanted to wait to cash them until I wrote the thank you, because I was like, is it rude if I just like cash this money? And then I'm like,
and takes weeks or months to like send. I get that.
And so,
did you wait too long?
Well, I didn't wait too long, but it was within 3 weeks of the wedding.
Oh, okay.
Maybe a month. And my mom called me and was like, hey, so-and-so reached out. Like, did you get their card? And I was like, yeah. And I was like,
they're like, you can't cash the check now.
Right,
We
like,
thought
it's
you'd
gonna
already
bounce.
you gotta wait till next month.
Can you wait until the 15th of this?
They were just like, they were worried they thought it got stolen or something. And so they wanted to make sure I got it. And so my mom was like, please go to the bank right now and like get all of these cash. And I was like, yeah, but I like didn't know about the thank yous. And she was like, no, like just you'll write the thank yous, cash the checks.
That's
if you
what
wait
my
too
mom
long,
told me.
Doesn't it void?
I don't know, but my mom like opened the cards for me and like wrote exactly what each person did in their first and last name in like print.
Yeah.
And then like handed me all the stuff. It's like, go cash it. I was like, you don't have to tell me twice.
Yeah.
That's
like
nice.
I found a card and there was a check in there from like months after my wedding.
Yeah.
And I
That
was
won't
like,
happen to me, I feel like.
it felt like a special gift, I was like, oh, I needed this.
Marshall, we know what made your process more challenging. Was there anything that made either of the experiences easier for y'all?
Probably the tracker, being able, like on Zola, to be able to be like, I don't know, which ones you use Zola, right? Mm-hmm. Where you can be like, it has like a little check thing.
Yeah,
like
it's like, have you sent it?
So that was like really nice. And you can like send to the person that let them know that you received it as well. I thought that was really helpful. But I did remember something that also like to think about. I ordered thank you notes for like specifically like with my like last name or a P or whatever, because I only had ones with my old initials on it. And I ordered them from Crane, and they literally took 2 months to come in. Holy. And they never sent me a tracking or anything. And so I was like, okay, it's 2 months since I ordered them.
That's insane.
And should I just like get some like generic thank yous and start sending them?
I ordered like 50, I think. It might have been like 100. I ran out of them. Yeah. And now I'm like, whatever random note cards. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
but like I didn't
I've
have
spent
any.
so much money on this wedding.
No. Oh my God. The stationery is something that I feel like you don't think of.
And that was another, I mean, I know they're expensive, but to be fair, I had never bought my own stationery before. Like my parents will like get it for me for like Christmas. Oh yeah. Stamps.
We went through all of 100 stamps. Like,
yeah.
And Matthew's like, did you know how expensive stamps were? I'm like, no, but like I figured they cost money.
Yeah.
I know they're not free.
Yeah. Like I wasn't as clueless as you.
Yeah.
You know something.
No, I've heard that from other people too, like post-wedding, ordering stationery and then just being like, waiting for it to come.
Your thumbs, waiting for it to come in.
So maybe early,
think about
order
that.
Your stationery early.
Mm-hmm. Or that could even be
what
like
do you
a cute
think about
registry
sending
gift.
out anything with your new last name before you're married? Or like, would you send out something with a P before you were married, you think? Not like your full last name,
right.
but like.
I mean, like you could, but I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
Like mine was all like just and I guess I did for the stuff I sent before since I wasn't married yet. I was fine with sending. And also I know my father-in-law got me or in-laws got me stationery like the Christmas before I got married. So I did just like use that with like when I sent them thank yous and stuff, because I'm like, okay, well you got me those cards too, so it you know it makes sense. But
full circle.
Exactly. But yeah, I didn't have anything with the new last name. So, but like I think it'd be fine too.
I know. Well, I still have all my stationery still has my old name, which I think I'm gonna send some out. Like sorry.
And I kind of wanted to get through it too. Like,
because it's like, I mean, it is at least right after the wedding. It's still relevant.
It's still relevant, but like
a year from now, you're not going to use it.
2 years down the line, or I'm not probably using. I don't even think I have anything anymore. But that would be kind of weird at this point.
Yeah,
that's sad.
Yeah, I know.
So for making it easier, you use the online tracker. I found a little gift tracker from a like store in Charlotte, and that was what I used, and that was like so helpful because it was like event name, and then I could put who it was from, what the gift was, and then I would just cross it out when I had written the thank you note.
And then when she was done, she gave it to me, so I used that too.
And it's like cute. It like stands out. It's not just like the regular computer paper I write everything on.
And then allegedly, I'm like going to try and use Minted on some of mine because they address them for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used Minted for save the addresses. But them addressing it is like a game changer.
I make Matthew address everything. That's his job. I'm like, I'll write the thank you. You have to like get this in the mail.
How did you and Gil divide anything up?
No. I mean, I think he wrote... I at first had him, I was like, can you write the ones at least for like your friends?
Yeah.
And you obviously put from Gil and Marshall, but like it would be nice if you wrote it, in my opinion.
The lead. Yeah.
And he did like one, and it took him like a really long time. So I was like, never mind. I'll just do it. I think
he's like, remember that one time? You're like, it's a thank you note.
Yeah. And he's like, well, what do I say? And then I feel like I just ended up like
You
spoon
had
feeding
to,
him.
like-
So he bought the stamps and like made sure they got in the mail and
There
like
you
did
go.
the logistics part of it. So
Well, that's the other part of thank you notes is like what to put in them. Like
Google
include,
is like my best friend.
include
It was.
include like what they got you again,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
they know. But like also, yeah, use
There's a
Google,
way.
use or if you ever get a good thank you note, my mom always saves them and gives them to me. She'll go, I got this really nice thank you note from so and so's daughter. You should like look at it. I'm like, are you shaming me?
Are you
Is this
insinuating
an
something?
Inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I did. Anytime my mom got like feedback from one of her friends about how prompt a thank you was or like how nice it was, I was like, aren't I just like the daughter of the year?
Yeah.
Only daughter.
Well, there is a certain way
Hey, still counts.
to like write the thank you note. Because I remember this from when I was little and my grandmother used to make me on Christmas Day write my thank you notes.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like, like, thank you so much for the gift. And then
Yep.
you say away like that you're going to use it or
Yep.
like you have used it. And like, I know as we get older, it's like, talk about catching up with them. Like, you know, like we'll have you over to use the wine glass, something like that.
Yeah.
And then thanks again. I mean, there's definitely like a formula to it. And I feel like if you just like have that in your head, it's easy to
Makes
knock
it
them
easier.
out.
Yeah.
No, totally agree.
Yeah. And Google literally was.
Yeah,
They had-
Google's the best.
And it's easy. I feel like if they do get you something, if you're educated, it's something you wanted. So
Exactly.
you can almost
Yeah.
like explain why you wanted it or like why you're so excited that you got it from them. So
where you're going to
Yeah.
put it in your house,
they
how
don't-
you're going to use it.
Exactly. They don't have to be dry and stuff either. Like I remember Gil's friends got us a noisemaker that was on our registry. And I was like, thank you so much. I don't have to hear Gil snoring like every night. Like
You can like
you
just
can insult your
personalize it.
husband.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So just being able to get them out, track them in some capacity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all did this either, but I did kind of like tier my thank you notes, if you will,
Yeah.
of like the order in which to knock them out. Did y'all do anything like that?
After the wedding and once
Yeah,
I like had
after
like
the
the
wedding.
bulk of them. Yeah, I did because I knew there were some people that wouldn't be offended if I got a
little bit
but
later.
I know my mom's, like my parents' friends.
Yeah.
I tried to get them like out immediately
Yeah.
because I knew my parents would be like, have you written so-and-so yet? Like, so
Yeah.
for me, those were the ones that I needed to knock out.
Yeah. I
fast.
did family
Mhm.
and then just kind of extended
Under the hood.
slowly.
I just did mine like as they rolled in, like as I wrote them down, like because Caitlin, like especially since it was like a physical list,
Yeah.
I literally just went down the list. I had no specific order at all.
Yeah. Well, then I did family and then I did cash and check because
Yeah.
I wanted them to know that I got it after
Yeah.
Right.
that learning experience. And then it was like, okay, friends of like our friends,
Yeah.
like it just kind of,
Like, I don't judge my friends for, like, if I was in their wedding or something and I don't get a thank you note, like, honestly, ever, or like right away. Like,
Yeah.
I get it. But, I feel like sometimes the older generation, they really
care.
They care a lot. And,
Yeah.
you're thankful that they came or that they gave you a gift. So,
I
Yeah.
agree.
okay, well, let's talk about how to handle some of the more kind of taboo situations. So how would you handle writing a thank you note for a gift you didn't love?
I just act like I love it.
Yeah.
But like if it was, I don't know, something that was just like very eclectic, not your style, what would you say?
I just lie.
I do too. There's not an ounce of truth in it.
Yeah. It might even sound nicer.
Yeah, honestly, because it's like, I need to get this written. This is awful. I'm not going to use it.
Yeah.
But
I'm not letting that person
they're
know.
not, they'll never
Yeah,
know.
no, they never
But
know.
yes, it's just an all lie.
I do feel like I only had one gift that was like that, and it was brief.
Yeah.
The thank you. It wasn't like, I
You
can't
didn't
wait
go
to.
on and on and on.
Yeah.
I can't wait to water ski with this.
I can't wait to
summer.
pass this down
Oh,
for
to my
generations
children.
and, for you to come over and see it. It was very to the point, but
I think
nice.
it depends on how close I am with them or
Yeah.
like if I like them a lot. Cause like I definitely received some things that were not on the registry. I would never pick out in a million years. And I also just feel like they didn't care,
Yeah.
so those were brief.
What do you do with those gifts is my next question. So I have some of those and I'm kind of like, I don't want this.
It depends on if if some of which Gil was like, I like them or I want to keep them. So it's like for the first like year or so, like,
Yeah.
I feel like since we got married close to Christmas, we got lots of ornaments and stuff like that
Yeah.
too. So like I put them on the tree the first year and then who knows where they are now. They're broken in the bottom of the trash.
Gil sure doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't remember, but like there
Yeah.
are definitely things that we got that he was like, oh, I love this. And I was like,
Do you?
Don't grow
of course you do.
Yeah. It may break.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing that we got that it's still sitting upstairs in our attic.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with it, but it's like just so comical that I don't know that I could get rid of it either.
Yeah.
It's like
But
a
it's
funny
also
story.
like the people that gave it to us were pretty rude.
Yeah. So it
and
depends on
so-
who. Yeah. I get that.
Not huge personal fans of them.
So maybe the gift was a message.
You've
But then I'm like thinking about what some of my friends have gotten, and I didn't get anything nearly as bad. Like I had a friend that got a blanket that had she and her husband's like engagement photos like made into a blanket.
Oh, wow.
But
I
like
didn't get
just like
anything
the
that.
screen print, like not like
I know.
it was like Shutterfly.
She didn't
or
like
something.
sew it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, what do I do with this? I was like, I have to put it on your couch when she comes over.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So there's definitely some that I'm like, why did you do that?
Well, what about how to write thank you notes for somebody that you don't know very well?
Brief.
I know. I think also like lean heavily on like thanking them for attending the
Yeah.
wedding. Thank them for like if they did attend the wedding. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I think like we had so much fun seeing you at the wedding.
Yeah.
And you can add in like statements like that.
Yeah. Very polite.
Very polite. And I think too, if depending on the relationship, if it's like a parent's friend or something, you can be like, oh, my parents speak
Loved
so highly
having
of
you,
you.
or-
And like,
yeah.
it was so nice that we were able to spend some time together and like kind of draw back the connection, the mutual connection.
If you can put something personal in there, even if it's not like you, like you're saying, like with your
Right.
parents or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about handling thank yous for somebody who attended and didn't give a gift?
I just feel like, thank you so much for coming. I feel like if anything, they might have been shocked to get a thank you.
Well, you want to know a funny story?
Yes.
Caitlin did that to my mom. But my mom had just like not forgotten, but Caitlin
Yeah.
got most of her stuff on her registry. And my mom like had kind of like let it like go and then was like, I need to get Caitlin a gift. I was like, her registry's done. And
Good luck.
she was like, she wrote me a thank you note for coming to her wedding. And I feel so bad.
Well, they say etiquette.
too, yeah.
No, etiquette. And again, I got all mine done within the 3-month time frame.
Right.
And so it was like,
That's the same.
etiquette
Yeah.
says that you are supposed to write a thank you, even if somebody came and didn't give a gift.
Yeah.
So I was just following
I know.
etiquette.
I
No,
did
you
the same
were.
thing.
But then there's the whole year. Like, so do I wait a year? And then if the people still didn't give me a gift, then I write them a thank you.
Honestly,
Just
I
kidding.
was just ready to not I was
Yeah.
like, at this point, I don't think there's any stragglers that are going to send
Yeah.
me a gift. So it's like, thank you for coming and
Yeah.
we're
I-
done.
There was no like attachment to it. It was like,
yeah.
thank you for coming. And there were a handful of people.
I had a good amount. Yeah.
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 Or who had given gifts earlier from like the shower and there wasn't any, like I didn't need to thank
Yeah.
them again for that. They already got a thank you.
Exactly.
But I still sent a thank you for attending.
Yes. Yeah. That's what I did too.
Well, also, and some people do travel, make like hotel
Yeah.
reservation. Like it
Yeah,
is
no,
a
it's not
sweet thing
cheap
to
to
do.
go to
I'm
a
not
wedding.
saying don't
Yeah.
do that. Yeah. I think it was like really polite that Caitlin did it.
I definitely think you should do it though. Like for any
And
brides
if
to
you
be,
want more
let's-
gifts,
yeah.
do it.
Also a fun way to look at it like that.
Okay. Last one, writing a thank you note for cash or check.
I think my go-to is to not put cash or check in the thank you, like those actual words.
Yeah.
I was always like, thank you for the generous gift.
Yeah.
Like, and
Thanks for the cash money.
cash money.
I always
baby.
try and like
Yeah.
put like, well, we're putting it towards
Yeah,
if
exactly.
it's something, or
Yeah.
I lie about what I'm putting it towards.
I know. I think we said that we were putting stuff towards our honeymoon,
Right.
Yeah.
stuff like that.
That
Just-
was, oh, go ahead.
No.
I had 2 things that I said we were putting stuff towards depending on the person.
Mm-hmm. That's smart though.
Cause it was like, for some of like a certain group, they really like, we did a couple house projects
Right.
and they like, that would be really cool for them to be like, oh yeah, like we're doing stuff. And then some people who do like to travel a little bit more, we were like, we're putting it towards a trip.
Yeah.
All of it
'Cause
was true,
it's still-
but it was like,
yeah.
what is relevant to this person?
And I feel like sometimes people get a little weird about, even though they're giving you money as a gift, as to like what you should put it towards.
Yeah.
You know, just with the whole honeymoon fund and all those things coming into play. But I agree. I feel like based on the people.
Yeah. And it just made it easier to be like, okay, this is who I'm writing it for.
Yeah. And
Option A or B.
And they probably would like appreciate it in that way.
Awesome. Well, Mary Lily, I know you have our game for us this week.
I do.
Let's do it.
We're doing a little would you rather, you guys. So they're all like kind of random, but they go with thank you notes. So just bear with me.
Okay.
They're thank you note theme, thank you note registry gift. Okay, here's some gifts. Postcards. Would you rather have postcards or a bottle with 25 small capsules with blank pieces of paper so you and your partner can write down how you feel about each other? Those are two gifts that someone on Reddit has provided in a list of gifts for people getting married.
I'd rather
Postcards?
have postcards.
Wait, like,
It says postcards. If she's the kind of person who saves every note and postcard from friends and family members, she'll definitely want to have a postcard from her big day. I was like, oh my God.
I
So
think
what
this
would you
just
rather, a
proves that-
postcard or a bottle with 25 capsules that you and your husband can fill out? I'm like, that
That's
sounds
a
like an
roast.
activity. Yeah.
That sounds like a roast. So I'm
Sounds
going
like-
with the postcard.
Yeah, like I'm babysitting that night. We're doing a craft.
yeah,
We're doing a vision board.
we're doing a vision board. Yeah, I guess postcard.
I just
Is it
that
like
was
a single postcard?
You
You
guys,
only get
this
one?
is literally take
love
a look
Reddit.
at this list. A list.
One postcard.
So I guess it'd be like from the location.
She loves keeping mementos. Get her a postcard.
This is like why we need registries, people,
God,
and stick to them.
I know.
Yeah.
That really cracked me up.
All right.
So this is just the weirdest story ever.
Great.
It's a sob story. So apparently like this woman's like who they called her aunt, but it was really like a chosen aunt, like her mother's
Yeah.
like best
Yeah.
friend, gave them this like ugly glass box with an like flower on top, they said, and a note in her own handwriting. And right at the end of it, like then the aunt was beaten to death that night. So that's the last note she ever wrote. She's like, it sits on my mom's piano. So I have to like see it all the time. Still, like my mom has it wrapped in plastic wrap.
So she was murdered after she wrote the note.
Yes.
Oh, so they can't get rid of it.
Well, how do the police not have it?
Maybe it was released from evidence.
I don't know. It just says my aunt was beaten to death the night before my wedding and never got to give it and arrived late. My mother was devastated. She has asked to keep the box.
Well, at least it's in her home.
Right.
What's the rather on
The
that one?
Would you rather she still be alive?
Or would you rather get a postcard?
Where is this going?
I just thought that one was super interesting.
That one was not part of the game.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one.
That was
Sorry.
just a-
I have more. I had a screenshot when I saw
That was just a little tidbit.
That
that.
add
I'm
on.
going through my screenshots and I'm like, oh yeah, this one. So here's a would you rather on the thank you note. This is one that a mother-in-law wrote for her daughter-in-law to send out. It says, today I married my best friend. How lucky am I to have found this wonderful person to share my life with, to cry, to laugh. As we traverse the ups and downs, I will have a hand to hold, a confidant to share my secrets, hopes, and dreams. How lucky am I to marry my best friend? Then the date of their wedding, and then it says best friends for life. And so there's that.
Wait, but what was that just to send out?
That was
To
like
who?
a generic thank you that she
Gotcha.
wanted to.
Oh.
So the girl was like, first of all, not sending out anything.
First of all, that
Generic.
doesn't say a thing.
Second of all,
that's just like,
what
it's like
is
a
this
poem
best
about
friend's
BFF.
Right. This is like a
She's like,
poem.
this is my husband. And then, or would you? They said, use the not for all of them. We wrote our own personal messages and could invite. Okay. So would you rather do one that was written
So if
by
you're
your
going to do
mom.
a generic or a blanket thank you, would you rather do it that terrible best friend
Yeah. Or just
or from the
use
something from
modern
the-
technology.
modern technology for
Right.
me, please?
Yeah, I'll take an order of
My friends would laugh me out of this country if I sent. They'd be like, "Marshall, are you okay?"
Okay, wait, here's the actual rather.
Okay.
Or would you rather have personalized cards with the couple's pictures on them? So it like says thank you. So say you like it says that they put the couple's like pictures on the cards.
Like
so
the
basically
married
like
couple?
a Christmas card.
Okay.
But that was their thank you note. Inside it was like a written message.
I actually think I have gotten one of those before.
So do you like that or do you like generic best friends message?
I like the second.
Yeah, the second. We did a picture from our preview photos as New Year's cards. And then the people, I sent just some of them out as like thank New Year's cards.
Right.
And then there were some people that I was like,
Caitlin stuffed something in there else.
well, some
Caitlin's
people,
like the postage.
there were some people that didn't give us gifts. So I was like,
Yeah.
I can just write you a thank you for being there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
It's
addition
easy.
to this New Year's card,
2 in 1.
a BOGO.
Literally. Yeah, give me the
Yeah, the
picture.
picture.
Some mother-in-laws are Looney Tunes with what they come up with.
God, the creativity.
I need them to be a little less creative.
Okay. So this one is all about writing thank you notes to people who just came and just saying thank you like Caitlin did. But she said that they've heard so many horror stories about rude guests and no-shows. So she was scared to like start on doing thank you notes for people who came to her wedding. I guess she was like starting them early. And someone said, we had so many last minute cancellations for legitimate reasons as well, but also tons of no calls, no shows. Super disappointing. I wanted to make sure everyone who actually attended felt their presence was simple enough. So some girl, I guess she's like, do I write them for everyone or like, are people just not going to attend?
Like in advance?
Yeah.
I
I
wouldn't.
think she would wait.
I would
Yeah, I
wait.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't just write generic,
Yeah.
handwritten thank you notes.
Yeah. Just give it a moment.
Yeah.
But
Just send
I
an email.
did write some of mine early for like my party hosts.
Did you send them early?
I made Matthew put in our thank you notes for our after party hosts Friday before the wedding. Did you get them promptly?
Yeah, like-
no, I remember. Yeah, I got it.
Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the point.
Because Gil goes, wow, that was fast.
Yeah, I knew that was a pre-send.
I was like, yeah.
That was
Yeah.
Matthew's
So
job.
quick.
This one is like, we want to do our own personalized stuff, but we have to wait a long time to get the pictures back.
Oh.
Is it a big deal? We just got married in October.
I think it just depends on when you get
Yeah.
it. Because like you got your pictures super fast, and then some people get previews. I didn't get a preview, and I didn't get my pictures till February, and I got married in November.
Right.
That would have been.
So that would have been, in my opinion, too late.
I think also just like communicate with your guests. If it feels like that's like a long time and people are questioning, I don't know, maybe put like something on like the wedding website, like thank you cards coming like January 2025. It's like a
Yeah.
baby announcement.
gosh.
Goodness.
I think maybe save the cards, like save the pictures for a Christmas card or something. I feel like
Yeah,
this
save
is
it
going to
for-
be a long time.
Save it for another occasion.
Exactly. You'll have something.
You'll have something.
Agreed. All right, girls, that's all I have for our Reddit game today.
Reddit
All
never
right.
fails.
My mom's friend was beaten to death. I was like, oh my God. And she's like, and I have to stare at that glass box all the time.
God.
At least it's in her mom's house, though. That's all I can think.
That's the weirdest thing to me.
And I love that we thought that was part of the game.
Yeah.
You go,
Just a-
what's
a
the
quick
rather? I'm like, I don't
diversion.
know. Have a gift, a wedding gift, not at your mother's house.
Not have an ugly box in your home. Not have the lady be
Goodness.
dead.
On that note,
Anyways,
Happy Monday.
so if you want to support the show, please follow, subscribe, write a review.
DM us.
Until next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.